friends, I'm Kim with Cosmic Studios, and today I would like to make a rubber stamp cutting of a drawing that I did a couple of years ago. It's actually a lock and key, and so we're going to use this, gosh, I think this is by Speedy Carve. Might not be Speedy Carve. Speedy Carve I like to use, it's really good stuff. This might be Speedy Carve though. I know that they make a few different types that look very different. This one is a little, I think, tougher to cut than the normal pink Speedy Carve, but let's see, I don't have a whole piece, but I do have a piece that is kind of dirty. I think you can use alcohol to clean them. Don't quote me on that. Once they get a little ink on them, it's pretty tough to get the ink off of, especially this one here. This pink Speedy Carve. Anyhow, let's get started, shall we? Okay, this is the lock and key that I'm going to attempt to take from here and put onto this block and carve the block. What I'm going to use is some tracing paper to trace this, and then I'm going to burnish it onto this. So I'm going to get started on tracing, and we will come back as soon as I have this traced. Okay, I have traced it. What I'm not real sure, I'm not really sure how I'm going to handle some of this stuff here, the dark stuff. Sometimes it's kind of tricky to, we're going to figure it out. How's that sound? We'll figure it out. But anyway, what I did is I used some washi tape to stick down my tracing paper so that it would not move. And now I'm going to take that up. There's the original picture, and now just remove the washi tape carefully, because as innocent as washi tape is, it can still tear. Okay, I'm going to move this. I do not need this any longer. I kind of want to trim up that edge, but I'm going to leave this edge really nice over here. And I'm going to line this up as best I can over here. And it's going to, or it's just going to be a little sideways, and that's okay. So I'm going to tape it down here. And I'm going to give this a little smoothing there. Take this down here, and I'm going to, you can use whatever to burnish this down. But the reason I like to tape it, and you want to use something, like I said, very smooth. We're going to take this up. Oof, that looks pretty darn good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this over here so I can kind of look at it for reference. Obviously, some of the lines are not perfect, but I'm always telling you guys, I am not a perfectionist. I do this sort of thing because I love it. Now, I have two of these. This is a very cheap knockoff from Hobby Lobby. I 10 out of 10 do not recommend this. If you're going to get into this craft, get a Speedball. That's what the brand name is on this one. The tools are held in the little handle here, and it's got a little collar. I just dump all of the tools out. I'm hoping that this one will work for some of the larger scraping that I'm going to be doing. But anyway, it's not good. The way that it goes in is not good. This one has like a nice little collar to hold it. And I usually do start off using my smallest gouge. That's what they call these things. And you can see it's got like a little V on there. Hopefully that's coming into frame. And we're just going to get started. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go from this edge over here and carve out. And then I'm going to get to the end here and flick up. That didn't exactly work how I wanted it to, but that's okay. And then I kind of like to move away from myself. I haven't been doing this for very long, but I have learned. And I kind of like to keep a line going. So I'm going to go ahead and get in here. You don't actually need a lot of pressure, especially when you're just kind of doing your outlines. In fact, you want just enough pressure, and notice that's a little wonky, and I have gone under the skin there a little bit. I didn't really want to go under that far, but there's going to be a little boo-boo there. You can kind of see it. I didn't really want to gouge that deeply, but here we are. Just remember, you cannot put the rubber back on. At least I've not figured that out yet. So make sure that this meets over here, and it does. And like I said, it's going to have some crazy lines to it, and I'm actually okay with that. I'm going to go over here and start with this line. I think it's just a matter of getting used to it and training yourself on where to hold your hand, what kind of pressure to put down, and all of that good stuff. So that's what I'm going to do over here. Try and keep an even amount of pressure. And then when I get to this side over here, hopefully give it a little flick, and hopefully it'll just come right out. And it did. So let's see, we are going to carve from here to here. Alright, I'm thinking these parts that are dark here are actually going to be, I would like to leave them dark, but I know that if I do, it's going to be a lot more work to carve this, but we're just going to see where we get with this. I find this to be such a relaxing craft, to be honest. There's no math, there's just no stress. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to go from here up here and over to here. And then I want to take this one and go from here over to here. It's kind of hard to see what I'm doing on the camera, I'm sure, but anyway, I'm just going to get all these little lines cut and connected. And now I'm going to go for this top line here. It's kind of hard because I think sometimes I'm going out of frame. I'm really sorry if I am. You guys can see better what I'm doing than what I can. Okay, I'm going to take this one and go around. And like I said, if you can learn that even pressure and not press down too hard, that's what got me into trouble on this edge right here, was pushing down a little too hard. And that's on me. Okay, so I've got that cut. I'm actually going to just go right here and just kind of do a little quick up. Sometimes they come up and sometimes they stay in. Just pick them out, it's fine. And then I'm going to take this up here. And I'm going to stop right here. And that one actually stayed right inside the gouge. That's fine. Make my life easier. And again, straight up here, and there we go. And let's see. I'm dreading the circles, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just gonna kind of turn this. If I'm out of frame, I am so sorry. I get to going on this and then I get to kind of forgetting what I'm supposed to be doing here and keeping it in frame. Okay, that kind of came out a little weird. We won't know exactly how weird until we stamp it and just check it. Okay, so I will do this part next. this I'm just going to take and give it a little spin here. And let's just see how that turns out. Seems all right. Okay, so sorry, we got interrupted. I might lose my train of thought. We are going to work on cutting out these circles. I'm still trying to decide. I think it's going to be fine. There are people who are much better at this than I am, and so we're just going to do what I know how to do. So I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to make I'm going to try and keep my hands steady and just move this little block. And then when I get over here, I kind of like that, how that turned out, and you will see it when it stamps. So I'm going to do this one the same way. Just hold my gouge in place. Try not to lift it or move it too much. And twist the block. It's very hard sometimes to keep that same pressure. You kind of forget what you're doing. And this one, there we go. It came out. A little strange, but it came out. It's okay. Again, just keep pressing, and there we go. I think that one came out a little better. Maybe. And let's see, we have two more over here, and then I've got that key head that I've been dreading. Probably should have done that first, huh? So that way I could just be over it. But this is a sort of a tight circle here. So we're gonna this one's a little tricky. Okay, there's a little tiny one right here, and I'm thinking I might just not do that just yet. So again, we're going to go around here like so, and pull it in and stop right there. And now we are going to carve this one. Oops. Oh, I hate when I do that. Alright, it's okay. Get back in your groove. And okay. And one final one here, and then I have the centers that I want to cut out, and then we'll stamp it. Well, no, not quite. We're not quite ready to stamp it just yet. We will be, not quite yet. Okay, let's see here. I think we'll see. I have an idea. So what we're going to do is we are going to kind of trim around here, and I'm so scared to use this. Although I'm a little brave here because but what I think I'm going to do is, oh my goodness, I think the smart thing right now would be to grab this little guy right here and just kind of go down in, try and cut that out. There we go. Okay. This thing definitely cuts a little deeper than I would like it to. So anyway, I'm going to try not to make it go as deep, but like I said, watch the knockoffs. Don't do a knockoff like I did. There we go. All right. And then I think I want to, easiest thing would be to go around this here. Yeah. And then again, I don't have a lot of trust here, so I'm going to go straight across with the little, and then I'm going to go across here like this. When you get to the edges, it's a little, the edges are a little weird to cut. So anyway, so I'm going to go up here. And I'm going to just kind of go around. Okay, we're just going to trim that side off right there. And then I'm going to come back in, try and go around here. Around here, go into there, that should be fine. And then we're going to try and go around this key head here, which could be a little tricky. This might not turn out great. This might turn out exactly how I'm wanting it to turn out. I never know. I never really know until I know. Okay, that went a little deeper than I wanted it to, so when that happens, I'm kind of peeling it up here, and I'm just going to go in under, like right here, and I'm going to cut, and that's fine. Okay, go right there. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and cut some more around. You could, I could have salvaged some of this, but I don't really make stamps that are super small, and when I do, I like to use pencil erasers. And another thing you can do is you could just take your X-Acto knife and just kind of start cutting around. I'm just not sure that I want to do that yet. Sometimes I kind of like the weird scraggly lines that I get around things, so that's why I'm just kind of trying to see how this turns out. So I'm just going to kind of go along and just see how it turns out. We find out together. How's that? There we go. Okay. And then again, we're going to go this way again and just kind of go around. See how this does. And then once I get done kind of going around and figuring out what I want to leave and what I want to carve away, we'll stamp it and see how it's shaping up, you know. I believe that the part you are taking away is called the negative, and the part that you are leaving is called the positive, if I am not mistaken. Alright, I think I'm about ready to, actually I want to take this part here out, and I'm afraid to use this one. I really am. I'm going to switch and get I'm going to use the one I'm more comfortable using, let's put it that way. So this is a deeper V-gouge. That doesn't necessarily mean that I want to go deeper, it just means it's got a little bit of a wider angle to it, a wider, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It spreads out a little bit better, so. Then we can get in there and dig a little deeper. Make life a little bit easier on us. Okay. So, so what I want to do, I have a pocket knife here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the pocket knife to take out sections like this. I'm just going to cut straight away here. Straight away here. There we go. I'm going to cut up here and then here. Cut here. Cut here. Let's see, we will go here and here. And let's see, where's that going to go? Alright, well I could just kind of give it a... Okay, let's see. Where is this going to go? Right here, from here to here. There we go. And then I'm going to just take this and I'm going to go around like that, and that will get some of that stuff off of there. I'll go around here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Just gonna get this little section off of here. So what I'm gonna do is we're going to stamp this and see where it is at right now. I'm just using some Ranger archival ink, and I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna go along here. And you're going to be able to see pretty quickly where we're at. I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest with you. It is going to need a little work. And there is a spot here that I'm not super thrilled with, but that I'm going to fix. So we're going to take it, flip it over, and give it a really good press down. Like literally, you want to really press down really tight with your fingers. And now, that is where we are at. You can see where I didn't press hard enough over there, but that's pretty much it, other than going back through and doing a little bit more cleanup here and there, which I've got some stuff here that I am going to clean up. I will do that off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, we have done some more cleanup on this guy here. Let's give it a try. Oh, you know what I did want to do? I know what I want to do real quick. I want to put in some like little like scores in here. And I don't know that it's going to help. I don't know that it's going to hurt anything. But let's just try it. See if we can get them to show up. And then I'm going to do some over here too to make it look like a little shadow. I don't know that's going to work. We're going to try it. And the last spot right here. We'll look and see if there's any place else. I feel like I need a little shading. Let's see, let's do this down here. I kind of want to shade this little guy down here. If it's going to work. It may not work. Alright, let's try it. I have no idea. I am not a professional, but that's okay. Alright, let's do it. Let's get her inked up. I can see some skips up there in the top, and you know what? I'm honestly not bothered by them. It's right over the top of the locking mechanism up there, but I don't mind. I am not bothered by this. I might fix that key a little bit. Okay, let's try it. Let's put this on here. Get this on here as best we can. I have this thing here. I don't think it helps a lot, but let's just try it. It's called a Baron. I think by Juglock. Okay, let's look. Oh, I love it. I actually love it so much. And there are some little, that's the technical term for it. I am going to try to fix the key up just a little tiny bit here, and then I think we're going to call it done. Ugh, yeah. This is how you know people are into art. Alright, we're going to flip this because I really want to see if that helped the key at all, or if it did. It's really hard to tell sometimes. I think it did. Alright, you could also use a brayer and acrylic paint if that's how you want to get your ink spread to your stamp. You do however you want to do it. I'm going to put it sideways a little bit because it was going off onto my cutting mat. And I use this cutting mat for material cutting. So, alright, let's see. The key is a little tiny bit better. Not much, but a little tiny bit better. If I scrape any more, it's going to look too wonky, I think. Anyway, there she is. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video today. Please subscribe to my channel. Once I get to 100 followers, I am going to have a giveaway. I'm looking forward to that. So subscribe. You could win. What are you going to win? Well, we'll find out. Anyway, please like this video if you like this sort of thing, because that does tell YouTube that if you liked it, somebody else might like it too. I really appreciate your time here, and don't forget to release your inner artisan. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!